Yo.
Hey, welcome in. I'm Matt. I hope you got your wine.
And I'm Jamie, and I hope you got your ice. And welcome
to M&J Today.
Cheers.
Well, welcome to the podcast, episode number 1.
Episode number 1.
That's insane. We've been wanting to start this mother trucker for a long time.
We're out here, though, right? We out here.
Oh, finally did it. So, I don't know. Start her off.
I mean, I think what we should direct this first episode to, I think, personally, is our backgrounds, basically. So tell me
100%.
a little bit about yourself, Matt.
Well, I've lived in California my entire life. Moved around a bunch. Right out of high school, I started working as a car detailer, and detailing cars. And then I worked there for about 3 years. Then I went to work for heavy trucks, called a business called Fleet Pride. I started working for those guys for about a year. I hated it. And then I got an opportunity to be to put a foot in the door in nursing. And I'm like, oh, that sounds like a good idea. Good money, right? Yeah. So I went and I became a CNA for 3 years, certified nursing assistant. And the way I break that down to a lot of people is, well, I wiped ass for about 3 years. So
nice.
That's what I did. And I tried every year to get into the LVN program, licensed vocational nurse program, to work my way up, obviously, to become a nurse. And never got accepted. It's like a very hard lottery to get into. Moved away for about a year to Reno. Lived with my aunt in Reno. Worked for a security company. Got my private investigator's license for a year. Worked alongside Washoe County sheriffs and for a security company doing private security. And then came back, became a CNA again. Got my old job back. And then the opportunity arose to become a firefighter for CAL FIRE. So nice. Now I'm currently doing that. I'm starting my 5th season in April this year, 2023, and we're here.
That's dope.
How about you?
You're what, 27? How old are you?
Turned 28 this year.
Turned 28.
November 18th, 1994.
November 18th, 94.
Yeah.
Holy, I'm 80s. Yeah. I'm 80s baby, obviously. You can see the white growing in there pretty good. So gotta get that just for men. he can only grow a mustache, just so you know.
He can only grow a mustache. This is alopecia.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
The beard's off limits.
Well, myself, I am 39, so 39? I am coming up to the big milestone. A little bit of my background. So I've been kind of into technology my whole life. I'm in Alberta, Canada, is where I reside, and I've lived here basically my whole life. A smaller town when I was growing up, and then I actually moved to an acreage just before high school, which I hated. I hated and I loved it kind of because it was nice and secluded, but I would appreciate that more now that I'm older than when I was younger, if that makes sense. Right? Because there was no friends, I got into a lot of trouble, not police wise, but we're just so bored that, didn't really have much to do.
Shit.
Yeah. Dumb shit, basically. After high school, I played a lot of football too, actually. So I was breaking records in all-star camps in Lethbridge. Whoa. Here. A lot of records that I played that I broke, and the football that I was playing was in junior high mostly. And then high school, because we were on the acreage, I had to take a bus that was wild out in the country. It took forever to get to school. And I was working part-time as well at Wendy's.
Damn.
But I was playing football with another high school because they didn't offer it at ours. So it was busy times. I probably could have went a long way in football, to be honest, but my family unfortunately couldn't afford to let me progress. But after high school, I moved back to the city. Right, it was relatively quick. I'm like, I got to get out of that farm life, man. It was
It's a funk for you.
It was something else. Yeah. So I just I did other jobs, not really profession. Went into the oil patch. About 2003 2003, I would say that I went to the oil patch, and I left it in 2007 to go to college because I'm like, I do not want to do this bullshit.
No.
So I went to school, took computer courses and stuff like that, and opened up eventually, after working with a few companies, opened up my own business. So I was doing like custom PC builds, fixing computers, phones, tablets, like anything technology really. I've always been like the family and friend guy, right? That if something's broke, call Swain. So
I may or may not have utilized them.
Yeah. But after my business, I got married in 2011. We had a couple kids, 2014 and 2017. So 8 and 6. And I think the business side of things, I had to close it down a little bit because the money wasn't there. Especially with having kids in your life and like everything changing, like your whole world changes. So you need to support those two little young guys now. So I had to close.
I eat now.
Yeah. So I ended up closing the business, and I ended up getting hired actually for a pretty large like security tech company, which now got bought out by an even larger security tech company, and I'm very happy where I'm at. So that's basically a background of me. I know
that's good to hear.
I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd, dude.
I love it. I'm becoming a nerd. Snipe can tell you. Sorry, Jamie or Snipe? How do we do this?
Okay. So my gamer tag, right? Because if you're a nerd, you're a gamer too.
You have a gamer, and you have a gamer tag, as everyone knows you.
My gamer tag is I got sniped in the face. And Matt over here, you realize that his name is RappsGottchaBack. That's right. But that being said, Matt is not a techie guy.
Okay. But the way we put that.
You're not though.
No, I'm not. Don't call me for any advice, because the only advice I'm going to give you is call Snipe. That's it.
But also though, you have came a long ass way though.
I think so. From streaming on a PlayStation 4 and just basic like iPhone knowledge and thinking like I know all these cool secrets, like watch what I can do in notes on iPhone, to like buying my own PC is absolutely insane. Like I opened up my PC, I didn't know how to start the damn thing. I didn't know there was a switch in the back. Like, it's crazy. It's just crazy. But I've come a long ways. I've learned a lot. I'm slowly helping people in tech, but I don't know anything tech. I really don't. I'm a fireman, Firemen, they had that like stigma that they're kind of stupid, but I don't know.
It's crazy too, because like you look at relationships real quick, for example. I've had so many, like in my lifetime already, like so many friends come and go. And it's crazy to me how I can know somebody that's 3-4 miles from where I live that I hardly talk to, and then I meet somebody like yourself just a little over a year ago, to be honest. And it's like almost an everyday communication. Like it's so crazy. Like you're in California, Cali, I'm in Canada, and for those two worlds to meet, like this wasn't a thing. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy what can happen nowadays. It's crazy.
It is. It's insane. And like touching on that, it's so weird to think, because like the wife, for instance, like me being like, oh, I'm talking to Snipe. That's his name? Well, no, his name's Jamie. Who's Jamie? Well, Jamie's sniped in the face. Like, it's just weird to explain to people that like video games or like just like the virtual world in general can connect somebody. I don't know where you said Anchorage. Acreage.
Like a farm.
Acreage. Okay. Where in Canada though?
Same place, like Alberta, Canada. Like it's in my province.
So Alberta to where I live, I don't know how many miles away that is, but for us to have met and now be like, this dude's got my personal number, and like that's insane to me. I've given my personal number out to some people that I thought could be cool, but they're not cool. Jamie though, on the other hand, is like one of those guys like you become best friends. Like the day we end up getting to meet is going to be like insane, and it's all because of like virtual reality, pretty much. I guess you could say. I don't know. It's really weird to put it that way.
It is crazy. Like I've always like, for example, we both more so Rapps streams on Twitch, twitch.tv twitch.tv/RappsGottchaBack. Just to put it out there.
Baby. Right here.
I used to do like streaming and stuff like that, not so much anymore. I might get like the 1 or 2 occasional, like a month in, just on random. But it's crazy to me that like, because I think if I'm correct, there was like a follow for follow on Reddit is how
I think so.
We kind of met.
Yep.
And I low key went through that Reddit and went to every single link that people put in there, and their vibes were just not there, man. And it's crazy because I went into like Rapps. I want to say, or Matt, sorry, I want to say like
anything.
I want to say like 50 to 75 streams that I popped in.
Jeez
I
Louise.
followed maybe 5.
5?
Maybe
Damn.
it was like a follow for follow, and I followed like 5 people. But
holy shit!
I hopped into your stream, and then we got to know each other a little bit, you know.
Yep.
And then I'll never forget it. You were hyped up because you were watching. What was your favorite COD player back then? It wasn't the big guy there.
FaZe Dirty.
FaZe Dirty. So
FaZe Dirty.
I remember you were watching him and you're like, oh, this guy's so lit. And I gifted you a sub in his channel.
Dude.
And you lost your fucking mind, dude. You lost your mind.
I didn't know what it was. All I know is it said my name and it said gifted sub. And I was like, that's me. Yeah. Like, dude, I was sitting at home. My wife's like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I got a gifted sub. Like, I didn't know what it all meant. Like, I was really, really new to the game at the time. And I was watching FaZe Dirty. I hope you see this one day because I really do love you. I appreciate your fucking videos. But I was just in there randomly and Sniper was in there and he fucking saw me chat one time or whatever. And he fucking didn't even say hello to me. Didn't even say that I was in the nothing. He just gifted the sub. And I was like, at the time I didn't know what that meant. But now I know that that's like he paid his own hard-earned money so I can watch this guy ad-free and like sit back, relax, and not worry about like any interruptions. I just get to watch my, at the time, favorite fucking streamer. Which he still is, but I now try to stay tight-niched. I try to stay like the smaller community.
Yeah. But it's
insane,
just it is crazy. It is crazy. And
it's insane.
Like your vibe and your streams are, you know, something else. I don't want to get too much into streaming on this episode.
No.
Like that will come. But I guess I'm going to put it back to you, and I'm going to say. So with this podcast and the direction that we want to go, like we want to talk about like, you know, different topics and different categories and have different people on here.
100%.
What would be like the top 3 things that you would want to discuss and you know, communicate to other people about your knowledge in them?
Okay, top 3. Cause that's kind of hard because when I get put on the spot, I lose traction quick. But I will say top 3, I would say definitely I would want to speak to people maybe in more of like a professional aspect, right? Like maybe professional streamers or gamers or even like professional sports players. Like I know one personally that made it to the NFL and now is retired. I'd love to talk to him. Kylie Fitz is his name. He played for the Cardinals before he retired medically. And then we also have another one in the community.
Gorilla. Yeah, that's right.
Gorilla Warfare, Lorenzo. But I would like, first and foremost, to talk to people that have done something at the elite level to kind of give like an insight look of like what the next step for somebody looks like. And is it really all that like set out to be? Because I know when I was a kid, all I wanted was to either be a professional NFL player or a professional NBA player. And then like, as I realized that I'm not that good compared to others or others in my age group or even age groups below me, I wasn't that good. I started to realize like, this is what I want to do. Like, I'm not these people. A lot of them can be awfully cocky. And I wonder, and I want to know things like, are there those type of people? Are they like dickheads in the pro level? So I think that's one of the topics I would like to talk about is like just the next step up, whether it be content creators or whether it be professional athletes or even politicians or whatever, like literally that next step from your just basic borderline people. I would like to touch on topics like that. That's 1. 2, I think I would like to talk to other aspiring people to do like relatively the same thing, whether it be like mine in your career, like tech in your instance, like where someone's like an aspiring tech guru or whatever, you know, and works at Best Buy for Geek Squad or whatever and wants to own their own business like you have, or me, where I think I want to be a fireman, but the more and more I dip my toes into it, it becomes like, man, you're going to take a lot of time from yourself and your family. And like that takes a lot of like mental well-being. So I think I want to talk to the people aspiring to be more in our type of careers. That's 2. And then 3, I think I would want to talk about, honestly, this one might ruffle some feathers. And I'm sorry if it does, but
that's good. Ruffle those feathers.
Exactly, because people like only see me as like the hype man and the crazy goofy guy that I am. But I kind of want to get into the aspect of like what is going on in our world today. Not just with like not just with like politics, right? Which is going to be a hard one for some people to swallow. But I also want to do like, there's a huge debate right now, obviously, like flat earth, like all these type of different topics and things like that. You know what I mean? I want to dive into them, get some people's aspects on them, those, and like economy and fucking like what people are saying in the world and the way things are shifting. Like it might get deep, some of the things like I might want to talk about, but it's just because I'm curious. I'm one of those curious fucking guys, and I don't care what people think about me. And so like when I'm like, hey, did you hear what so-and-so said on Twitter? And people are like, well, why are you talking about that? Well, I don't know. I'm curious, man. They mentioned it. Is it true? Like, I kind of want to talk about, I don't know how to classify that, Snipe. How would you classify things like that? Just daily life? Or
I would say like just the vast differences in opinions, basically. Because essentially those conversations, that's what it boils down to, right? It's you know, you're either the world's round or the world's flat or we're living in a globe. Like,
are we crazy? I don't know. All I know is I want to talk about aliens, space, astronomy. I want to talk about politics. I want to talk about all this shit. And I know that Snipe's huge into space.
So
huge. So what are your 3 topics, I guess?
Yeah. So your number 3 is my number 1. Right?
Let's go.
So let's put it that way, because I am like, as of like the last year, it's been crazy because I've been through a lot of mental stuff, like a lot of mental health situations, which I think would be my number 2 as well. Bringing that in, I would love to talk about. I would love to talk about mental health, especially mental health for men. For my number 2, we're gonna get into that, but back to my number 1, which is like the space and everything. So I've been through a lot of stuff going on with me lately, and I'm just wondering, like, the world is so vast, you know, and we take that for granted. Like every day we take what we live on in our planet like for granted, because nobody thinks about the, you know, what's going on outside of your 2-hour drive to a cow town. You know, it's crazy when you think about it, but that has been in my mind for the past year the most. So that goes with like space and astrophysics, astronomy, rocket launches, ancient civilizations, bro, like all that stuff. That's my number 1. My number 2 would be mental health. Definitely needs to be talked about.
100%.
Yeah.
Now, mental health in like vast majority, or like mental health, like just like what you've gone through in like men's?
I would like to talk about personal mental health issues that I've had. I would also like to talk about, you know, I think more or less like mental health is an issue for men and women, which I understand, but I think it's harder to express issues when you're male. I'm just putting that's just my opinion. So I'd like to get into like my personal issues, along with, you know, just some common stuff as well. Mind you, I'm still going through the process of even identifying what is wrong with me right now. So
I feel you. I 100% feel you.
I think that'll be an interesting part of what's to come. Number 3. Wow.
Here we go. This is 6 topics, baby.
Number 3, I think, to fit with you, because you said you'd like to get a lot of like professional people on the 100%. Podcast and talk to them.
Yep.
I'd like to kind of, in a sense, be the same but opposite, if that makes sense. So I would like to talk to some people that at one point were like high in their fields. So like top tier gamers, top tier sports players, public figures, stuff like that, but have since either retired or like an injury put them out of the game, or like something that, so they're not so top tier anymore, but like how that has affected them and changed them, and like what to do in that kind of sense, because then that would reflect back on like the number 2 thing. Obviously, like mental stability, when something like that was to happen to you, it'd be tough. So that's my three topics that I'd like to,
and I like that you brought that into the equation, because when you talk to someone at their top of their game, right, they have no worries, right? They always say like more money, more problems, but like really though, because I could always wish for more money. I could always wish for more of those problems that you might have, right? I like that you brought that into the equation, because like those people actually have that more money, more problems issue where they beat the fucking, the odds, and they got out, and now they're either reverted back or even further, they've gone into a spiral. So I like that. I like that that's one of your topics, because we've meshed 2 of the topics. So we have a general understanding, like we want to talk about the same type of stuff.
Definitely.
But now it's like the topics can be good. I think it's going to be good. I think if we can get obviously our topics out there, it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good.
And just so you know, whoever's listening to this, we did not plan our topics by discussing it with one another. Like we did not break that down whatsoever. And
this is off the whim.
It is off the whim. Like we don't want to, like, we're trying to stay away from rehearsing podcasts 100%. And stuff. We want it to be genuine. So to have his 3 topics basically, coincide with what my 3 topics are, I think that's pretty dope. So
that's pretty crazy, actually, because honestly, I talked to him before the podcast, right before we were rehearsing, like how our overlays and everything were going to be. That's all we talked about. And like how like the face cams would go. And I was like, hey, what do you want to talk about? Like, do you want to, and he was like, wait till we get there. We're just going to top of the head. So I'm glad that my topics like kind of align with his, because now it's going to be like, we have the same views, but we also, right, not everyone agrees. We also have different views. So I want to talk, about like what's going on right freaking now in the world. And then he might have a different point of view, and we're going to have to figure that out. And I can't wait for that shit.
That's going to be crazy. That's going to be crazy.
See, because like this will show true bondage. You know what I mean? Like, I know I can name personally people, and I won't do this, but I can name personally people where if I brought up a topic to talk about, they would completely unfriend me, unfollow me on social medias if I even said something remotely crazy. So I'm glad that Jamie here can actually hear my side and go on.
Yeah, I'm down with like hearing anybody's side of a story.
100%.
Right. So I think that's good. You're pretty easygoing, and I don't even know if I've seen you mad, to be honest.
I don't get mad often. I think there's some stories I can tell about me getting mad, and like maybe one of my bosses could say like this is him mad. But honestly, every time I've worked at a job, people are like, "Do you ever get mad? Like, is this just you all the time?" And it is. It truly is. When you catch me live on stream, or when you catch me at work, right? And work, let's just be honest, okay? I work for a fire department, so it's like chain of command. It's paramilitary, right? So it's like you're supposed to be very professional. Now, the people that watch this and watch my stream, and the people that watch this and work with me are going to be like, this guy's not supposed to be in the career he's in. Because when I'm at work, I'm supposed to be like very, yes, sir, no, sir. But it's not like that. It's not like that intense. But it's supposed to be, you're just supposed to follow commands and do your job. But like when I'm there, I like to make, fun of any situation. You know what I mean? And so I definitely probably push the limit a little bit at work. We're on stream, I can do whatever I want. I can hop on that wall right now and twerk my ass off, and I don't care. But at work, I only can voice something funny or say a joke that might be a little too far or edgy. You know what I mean? So for anyone asking or wondering, the real me is usually never mad. And if I do get mad, I'll name one instance, ready? That my work actually saw me mad. And it's the stupidest thing, and you're probably going to laugh at me, Jamie. Don't laugh at me.
Okay.
But we're gone for 18 plus days on a fire, right? So the way CAL FIRE works is you work 24 on, 24 off when you're on a big incident, right? A big incident meaning a big fire.
Okay.
So we're gone 18 days. It's the wife's and mine anniversary. And I'm like, I'm going to buy her flowers. Done deal. I'm getting her fucking flowers, right? So we're on this big fire. It's called the Dixie Fire. It was in
The what?
Northern California. It was the Dixie Fire.
So the Dixie wrecked?
Dixie wrecked, and my fucking boss got me with this Dixie enormous.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Anyways,
it's good.
sorry to interrupt you. So keep going.
Anyways. Yeah, bad cut off. Anyways, so we're on this fire for 18 plus days. We're driving in the engine, and I'm like, hey, before we get out there, could you slow it down a little bit? I got to, fucking make this thing happen on my phone. Got to keep the wife happy at home. So he's like, yeah, no problem. So we stop and get some coffee. And I'm on my phone. I'm ordering flowers, right? And it's like this $180 bouquet of flowers, and it comes with this little fucking teddy bear and this little note. And it's supposed to be hand delivered. It's supposed to be this nice thing, right? You've probably done the same thing, and you feel good about it, even though you're in your head. And this might hurt some people's feelings, but like to me, flowers are stupid, right? They're gonna die. I'd rather buy you a fucking tree or something. I don't know. I'd rather buy you a fucking car. I don't know.
Plant a tree, yeah.
Plant a fucking tree. Anyways, so I'm buying the flowers, and it goes through, and I'm like happy to go to the fire line. Go to the fire line, working day 18, day 19, I get off the fire line. Everything seems good. Everything's fine. Flowers supposed to be delivered that day. No question. We'll never get a text from the wife. No, thank you. I'm like, okay, one of two things. Either I'm in trouble because I'm gone for this long, or the flowers didn't get delivered. But the way my head works, I'm like, I'm in fucking trouble.
Yeah, for doghouse, yeah.
Yeah, I'm in doghouse. Something's wrong. So I leave it. I don't want to spoil the surprise, if there even was a surprise. Next day, day 20 now, we're going out to the fire line again. We're in the fire engine. We just meet up at base camp. We're going out to the fire engine, or the fire. We stop to get coffee again. And my demeanor is like low. Not real low, not the lowest yet, but it's low. And everyone's like in the engine, like, Rapp, you all right? And I'm like, I'm fine, man. Just leave me. I'm good, man. Everything's fine. Like, whatever. Eat ass, blah, blah, blah. I was just being funny. Still trying to be me. Come to find out, the flower delivery people went to my house and broke the vase or vase, whatever you call it. I call it vase. They broke the vase of flowers. They cleaned it up and they threw it away in my garbage can. What?
Wow.
Yeah. So they took my money and they weren't going to send another bouquet of flowers. And I'm like, so I get on the phone with this lady, driving out to the fire line, about to go to a fucking fire, like a legit fire.
Yeah.
I'm driving out to the fire line and I'm like, hey, my wife needs those flowers and now you're a day late. My anniversary was yesterday. And they're like, we'll get them out to you as soon as we can. I'm like, as soon as you can now. What do? They charge me again $180 and send another bouquet a day late.
Oh my gosh, dude.
So now the wife gets the bouquet of flowers a day late, but now I'm $180 in the hole. So I go out to the fire line. I lose service completely because we're in the middle of fucking nowhere, fighting a fucking fire in the middle of fucking nowhere. And I'm like, as right now telling the story, I'm getting heated. Like I can feel my neck turning red. Like I'm getting mad,
Yeah,
you know?
You are turning red, actually.
Yeah. And so like the whole day I'm getting like upset, right? And my boss is like, he's usually a quiet guy, but he's poking the button now. You know, he knows I'm upset and he's like, he knows he's got me there. So like now he's poking the button. And I'm like, man, I'm cool, man. I'm fine, man. I'm gonna do my job. I'm not gonna complain. And he's like, you're complaining. And I'm like, I'm not complaining. Anyways, get off the line. Everything gets sorted out. But that day was the worst. It was miserable. I was mad. Like the new firefighters would talk to me. I'd be like, just do your job. Like, you know what you're doing. And anyways, the next day the boss is like, I've never seen you angry. And I kind of like it. Like, it's kind of funny. Like seeing you angry is funny because you're not an angry person. So I don't know if that was a rant or whatnot, but like I do and I can get mad, but it's usually over the dumbest things. That's so dumb, right? Bouquet of flowers. Is that dumb?
That's not really. I think that's not dumb at all. Like if you're paying that much money to make somebody that you have like genuine love for it and care for it as a special day on top of it.
Yeah.
And you're trusting a company to deliver flowers to that person. And then that said company breaks the vase and throws it out and doesn't even contact you or try to make another attempt. I'd be heated too.
Yeah.
But that being said, I am a ginger. So I do get mad. I do.
You're not a ginger.
I am 100%.
That's not brown hair, I see.
It's not brown. No, it's red tinged.
Wow. Okay. I did not know.
Yeah,
So I can confirm here firsthand. This is going to ruffle feathers. Snipe, are you ready?
Yeah.
Gingers have souls. I said it.
We do. And we have feelings. We have souls and feelings and emotions and opinions.
I knew you were ginger. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I was actually like like fire truck.
Really?
Fire truck redhead. But
Wow.
so we do have tempers, man, and it's crazy. And I will get upset at the smallest shit, but then I'm fine in 30 seconds. You know what I mean?
And
so
wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it's the ginger and the blue eyes, which makes me like a unicorn. Like we hardly exist. So
see?
I'm a rare.
What's funny about this situation? You're a rare motherfucker. You have to say it. Yeah. You know what's funny about this situation? I talk to my wife about you all the time now. She's always like, "How's Jamie?" Now she asks me, "How's Jamie doing?" And it's funny because she, after every conversation we have, and I talk, Snipe, me and you talk personally, and we'll get into some of the things we've talked about in the future. Yeah. But I tell her about everything and how I'm feeling. I'm like, "Hey, what I don't know. Like, I'm confused here." And after everything I've talked to her about, she always tells me, like, he seems like the most genuine man. Like, he's so nice. Like, how does this stuff always happen to him? He seems so nice. So it's funny it's funny for you to tell me that you have a temper sometimes, right? Because I don't believe that shit. First of all, you're Canadian. Sorry. Right? Second of all, even the wife has confirmed that, like, there is not a mean bone in your body, right? And she's never met you or talked to you, but, like, I thought the same thing. Like, no way this guy. But so it's funny to hear you say you have a temper sometimes.
I think the only really time I get a temper is like when I'm butting heads with somebody. Like if I feel that my opinion or what I'm trying to get across isn't being absorbed and acknowledged, it offends me, I think, and I think that's why I get upset. So it's not like I want to be the center of attention or that I am always right. I think it's just a fact of me being acknowledged, and if I'm not acknowledged, I think is where the point that I get kind of upset. Like, if you make me feel like a robot, then I'm gonna be upset, right? Because I don't know, like we have feelings and emotions and souls, man.
100%.
You need to love gingers, love them, take care of them, gingers, squeeze them.
Not just gingers, but honestly, not just gingers, but people, like genuine people. We need to love and actually take care of these people, because there's not many people in the world that are just pure-heartedly, like, I was going to say pure-heartedly ginger, but pure-heartedly genuine. You know what I mean? Like, we need to really embrace these people. We do, because there's not a lot of them out there. And Jamie, if you've ever met him or talked to him, he's the nicest guy in the world. He may give you shit. He may even leave the call to fuck with you, but he's like one of the nicest dudes. So I
do troll a lot. I do troll a lot. But that's fun for me. That's what I do. But exactly. that being said, back to the online thing that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah,
it's crazy to me. Mm-hmm. I have met, like, through your channel, like your Twitch channel, and of course, like, you have a Discord, and I'm an admin in that Discord. So
huge part of
there's a lot of talking to, like, that I get to do that when Rapps is and Rapp/Matt is sleeping, because he streams till 5 a.m. in my time.
I'm laid off,
right? So he sleeps all fucking day, like Garfield or whatever the fuck he wants to do. Yeah. And I get in the morning and talk to the people in the Discord, but, like, it's crazy because all the people that are active in the Discord that I talk to on a daily basis are some of the most genuine people I have ever met in my life. And I am 100%. Talking about, like, if you were to take my digital life and you were to put it right beside, just like our cameras, you would have my digital life where I am, and then, like, real life where Matt is. And if you would look at it, I have way more friends online than I do like in real person. And I think that's like with a lot of people, but social media is becoming crazy. But, like, I got you and your community and, like, everybody in there, Midnight Fit, Huntsy, Gator, all those people. But then like all the people that I've met, like Kitten Charmer, for example. I got her merch on, right?
Yeah.
She's my girl, man. Like, her and her, I'm going to call her wife. So her and her wife, Jess, have been, like, through thick and thin with me, man. Like, online, the one of the first people that I've met on Twitch, basically was them. And it's been downhill with them like since the moment I met them. They're amazing people, and I will never find relationships with them that I have with anybody else. Same as with like you and I relationship. I'll never experience that. Like the connections that we have and that I've met with these people are absolutely crazy to me.
100%.
How like I've never met you. I see your face every day. And I haven't met them either. Yeah. Like it's crazy.
It's crazy.
So,
and a lot of people, and I think the hard thing for people to understand is even my wife, when she first started, and when eventually she'd like to be on the podcast, and talk about the behind the scenes of like a content creator and someone that like has like, the thought of being somebody big in this world, which is actually kind of hard, believe it or not. But like Snipe was saying, there are so many people that I've met, literally like Dopey, Joker, Sniped, Fit. Literally the list goes on, but like Midnight, Thunderous, Gators, the list. I can
there's
just
too many
keep
to name.
Going.
There's too many to name.
I can keep going. Maggot. I can literally just keep going, right? Wrath, Blood. Like the list goes on, right? And so like all these people that we met, people wouldn't really expect like, okay, they're not your real friends though. They're just like your like video gamers. Like what's their gamer tag? And it's like, no, you don't understand this though. Like I've talked to this person about this. I talked to this person about this. Like me and Snipe have literally talked about our personal shit, like shit you would never tell anyone. It is like things like this, people don't understand. And my wife has been like, she's been behind the scenes and like she's had to deal with me like, no, I'm online. Like, no, I'm playing games. And in the beginning, she didn't really understand it, right? And it became like a thing where she was like, all you want to do is that stuff. But it's like, this is a full-time job that you're not getting paid for. You do make some money for it, right? And I'm not being greedy or anything, and I hope it doesn't sound like that, but this is a full-time job that people don't really understand. And it's hard for people to actually wrap their head around that this is like real life, and there's other people behind the scenes. And these people are actually more genuine than people that I've actually met face-to-face. It's insane to me. It's actually insane to me. So I hope we dig deeper into like things that have happened in our life and with Snipe and with me even, but like Sniped is now, I consider one of my best friends, and he's a virtual friend or whatever, and I get made fun of a lot in the firehouse for like, well, you play video games. My number one comeback to that is Sniped. And I don't know how you treat that. I don't even know if you tell like people in your real world life if you do all this stuff. Do you?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
So at work though, I didn't get caught, but it's like they see my YouTube and like, I think the government's always watching. Also, this is another thing, but like the phones, my phone is now near their phone. And my YouTube channel comes up.
That's episode 3.
Out of nowhere. That's episode 3. Stay tuned. But my YouTube channel will come up.
Yep.
And they're like, you have a YouTube? And I'm like, no. And they click on it. They're like, this is you. And I'm like, don't watch those. That's weird, because it's weird. But
it is, yeah.
What I'm trying to say is like, people don't understand that this is all like just real life. And these are real people. And I get made fun of at work for it. And they're like, why do you do it? And my number one comeback always is, I watch the bigger streamers because it's like watching game film in a football locker room. When I'm watching a professional streamer, a big streamer, play the game, I'm learning about the guns, the tuning, the positioning on the maps, how they play search and destroy, how they play these maps and all these games. And I'm remembering all this. Not just am I enjoying their content, but I'm remembering this, right? And then when I watch the smaller streamer, I'm remembering things like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to say that. Oh, I want to add that. Oh, that's a cool feature. I'm going to talk to them about that. Let's see if we can work on that together. Oh, I like this guy's personality. Let's see if we can mix it. Snipes never played Warzone 2 before. Let's see if we can't get some funny content. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, people don't understand that though.
So with the watching the streams thing, I can relate to that. But see, my reasoning why I watch streamers is completely opposite of yours. So
really?
you're always taking in information and seeing, what the meta is, like what build am I doing in Warzone and blah, blah, blah. 100%. Right. I like watch. Yeah. It's like game film for you. But for me, it's allowing me to watch and feel something that I enjoy because I cannot do it at that time. So, me watching Nick Merckx compete in ALGS or watching him just play ranked, you know what I mean? Or just dropping in with random duos. I'll pull him up. I'll watch the stream. I'll I'll full screen it so that I don't see any comments or anything like that, right? But I'm watching it because mainly at this time I'm making supper, feeding my kids, playing with my kids, hanging out with them, doing dad duties or work duties or whatever I got, and I don't have time to play that game. So, I'm watching a stream because I enjoy playing Apex Legends, and I also enjoy the character and the content that Nick Merckx does. So I'm watching it hand in hand because at that time I can't like devote myself to be doing that. So that's kind of the differences that we have in regards to watching that. Smaller streams though, I'm there for the person. So like when I'm watching you, I'm there for you. I'm there to mod for you.
That's amazing.
Bigger streamers, it's more or less, like
you enjoy it.
Investigation discovery for some people, or Food Network. It's like a back screen that they got to have on. So that's basically what it is.
You saying that actually brings me to the perfect topic. People from the outside world don't understand that like watching someone on Twitch and paying to watch them is the same as a Netflix subscription, right? Every month you pay what? What is it, like $19.99 a month now? Like, maybe more for you.
Netflix is crazy. Like if you go to like full HD streaming or 4K and then having the ability to download and shit like that, it's like $25 a month. Like it's something ridiculous.
And so people don't understand, like even at the Firehouse in that world or in my real life, they don't understand like when you subscribe to someone, it's just like watching television, right? You're watching your favorite person or favorite people play or do something that you love to watch. It's just like watching Netflix or Hulu. It's the same exact concept, actually. You get ad-free viewing, right? You don't want to watch Netflix movie and 15 minutes into the movie you get an ad. Why? What are you paying for? No, you don't want that. You get to interact with them like a different type of way with their emotes, their custom channel points, their different type of things that they add into their stream. Netflix, same thing. You can watch it in 4K or you can put it on your tablet, download it, and watch it on a plane. It's the same exact thing. And so people that don't understand that, it's like, don't knock something before you try it, because I don't even know if some of the people that give me shit for Twitch streamers even like remotely know what Twitch is, or have even gone on there and seen that it's not just video games. It's not just content creation. There's musicians on there making it big.
It's so true. So true.
There's comedic relief on there. People are doing comedy. People are also doing weird stuff on there. They're on just chatting and they're literally standing in the corner of the room with a fake crying emote saying like, don't knock it over. There's just so much things out there that other people are interested in. I'm going to say this right now, and this is kind of weird, Sniped, but I'll be on TikTok watching people live and I'm like, the fuck is this guy doing? Yeah. And he's like got a crying emote and he's like stacking cards up. And he's like, if you send me a galaxy, I'm going to knock it over. And then someone sends a galaxy and he knocks it over and he's like fake crying. But it's like, I knocked that guy, right? Because I'm like, what are you doing? That's really cringy. But then I look at his views. It's like 5,000 people watching him.
I know. It's crazy.
I have 15 people watching me on Twitch and I'm pouring my heart out here. You know what I mean? So it's like,
that's why
knock until you try it.
When you unlock that next tier of those streams, it's going to be insane. But the way I look at it, so if somebody is knocking you for wanting to pay $5 a month, keep that in mind. $5 a month to subscribe to somebody that you can relate to or you enjoy watching. And that being said, like the emotes and everything, like all the entertainment that you get for $5 a month for a sub.
Not asking for much.
You go out for a meal, and if it's a good meal, let's say your tab's $80. You're tipping 10% on that meal. That's $8 on a basic minimum tip is $8. And that's in one meal. You subscribe to somebody for $5 a month and you're getting like 30 days of like pure joy.
Pure joy.
You're fucking crazy if you don't do that shit. But like, it's crazy though. Like if you tell somebody like, oh yeah, like I'm subscribing to this guy and why are you paying to watch somebody play video games all day? It's like,
right.
You don't understand.
Why are you paying to watch the Kardashians? What the fuck are they giving you in life?
Why are you paying Netflix $25 a month to continuously scrolling and then finally decide on a show and fall asleep 10 minutes after?
Hello.
It's the same thing. And I think like
it's the same exact thing. It's the joys that you find in life, and it's the joys that we find in life.
100%.
And that's all there is to it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear, like, I'm going to go back to work and people are going to see my shit and they're going to make fun of me or whatever. But it's like, I don't want to hear about it, man, because I'm doing what I love.
Yep.
Who knows what you did in your time off? I don't know. But I know that me and Snipe enjoyed our time, and I did fun shit, and I added cool things to my stream, and Snipe added fun things to his stream. I don't know, man. And we started a podcast.
Yeah, which is new, and after tonight, I think it's going to be like we've been doing this for how long? Like an hour and a half already.
Holy shit!
Maybe not. Maybe like an hour. It seems like a lot more because the wine is going down so smooth,
dude. Oh, but I actually can I confess something?
What's up? You're empty?
I finished.
I have like a third of a bottle left. Okay. I guess we can't really stop the podcast until I'm dry too.
No, you can't.
So
no.
I better get to drinking. But
no. Slow it down. I like this. This is fun.
I do enjoy it. So like the streaming stuff that we talked about, whatever. Mm-hmm. But the thing that I'm interested in, so you were discussing about maybe having your wife on here and talking about,
yep, 100%.
So this is what gets me. She backs you, right? Like that woman supports you. And I know that. I haven't met her. I haven't talked to her. And I understand completely that your wife supports you 1,000%.
100%
in what you're doing. And I think her being on the podcast would be huge, because I have talked to many people, including myself, that get shit on for even looking at anything to do with content creation.
100%.
So like, they don't understand that you're trying to make it. Like it's work. It's like going to school for a profession, except you are training yourself to be a better streamer, like better at social media, and trying to get that focus on yourself, right? So it'd be really nice to have a perspective of, especially a woman in that situation where, her man's playing video games all day long and how it's okay, but you balance it very, very well. I have to say that.
I appreciate that. And you touching on that actually means a lot, because it is hard. And like I said in the beginning, she had a very hard time with it. And it was one of those weird things, like you're streaming again, and it's like you're going again, or it's like, how late are you going to be up? And it took her a while to understand like what I'm trying to go for. And like you said, it's the grind, it's the job. And you explained it perfectly. I'm my own teacher at this, right? I have Sniped, who's technologically savvy.
Technologically?
I'm not going to repeat that. There's no way. There's no fucking way. Not off a bottle of wine. But anyway, so someone that's like really tech savvy, right? And I lost it. You know what I mean? I can't, that word has got me fucked up right now. Technical.
Just say techie.
That's techie. Snipe super techie, right? So like, I've lost where I've gone with this though. Honestly.
I don't know. Like my wine's getting pretty empty too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, so this is the problem. Anyway, so she had like a really hard time seeing all this, right? And for her to actually finally have my back now and like see that this is actually like a possibility, and as I grow and as the community grows, for her to like stand behind me and be like, well, you got to go. And every once in a while, and obviously she wants to spend time with me, right? And I do a lot. Like today, I spent fucking 2 hours talking to a guy about how to fix some shit on my PC. I've done 5 hours before with Snipe trying to fix my PC. So for her to be like some nights like, why aren't you editing? Bro, you know how much of a kick to the nuts that is? Like, holy shit, the wife that, fuck, she just called me out. I'm not editing. You know what I mean? Like, that's hard. That's hard to take in. Or when she's like, when are you going live? Fuck, I wasn't planning on it tonight. I thought I was hanging out with you.
See, that blows my mind, dude. See? Asking you those things blows my mind.
See? But this is the thing, Snipes. I know you're going through a hard time. I'd love to get into that and dig deep into that. But listen, it wasn't always that way. Until I started actually doing, I would tell her, like, I gained 5 followers today. She's like, who? I don't know who they are. Well, why do you care? Well, I don't know. From her going from that to just not understanding or being in this realm to being like, you didn't edit today?
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, I was hanging out with you. And she was like, well, why'd you waste your time? Oh, fuck. Like,
oh, damn,
dude. You know what I mean? Like, when she starts hitting you with those type of blows, you're like, oh, I fucked up today.
All right, we're back.
Okay. Sorry about that. That was my fault, probably.
No, it wasn't.
Anyways, just to brief up on it real quick, so I don't run over. That's the other problem I have, Snipe. You're gonna learn that about me. Fix that shit.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. Can you curl it up?
I don't know.
No, you can't lift it up. You have to curl it. Okay. That's the other thing you're gonna learn about me, Snipes, on this journey of podcasting is I have a squirrel brain. Okay. If for one instance I look off, don't do that. What are you looking at?
What?
Someone break in?
No. Anyways, okay. Lock it in, Raps.
I'm scared right now because you have a ghost in your house. Okay, back to what I was saying. Because I have a Paquito brain. And I run off topic a lot. So you're going to learn that about me. Like, I'm going to lose topic. Or the other thing is, like, with my ADHD tendencies, if I hear something that, like, interests me, I just speak on it, right? So you can be saying anything in the world, right? Like skateboards. And I'll be like, oh, I'll cut you off. So I apologize ahead of time, right? So, like, episode 5 down the road when I cut you off, just know I don't mean it.
I think cutting off in a podcast is beneficial to it, to be honest. I think too much talking by one person can get a little boring. So, and I am very, very well known for interrupting people, and it's a very, very bad personal thing that I have.
Yep, me too.
But it happens. Sorry.
Okay, now we do it. Sorry about that. So now we work on that. Okay, so this could be like a team building. So back to what I was saying, to back to what I was saying.
I forget.
The wife has supported me more now than ever, and it's crazy to see her go from like, "Why are you streaming right now?" to "Why aren't you streaming right now?" That's wild.
Yeah, that's
to
wild.
See in a year what I've come from, right? In a year of like, well, I got 100 followers on Twitch. And she was like, whoop-de-doo, Basil. Like, she didn't understand. And that's not her fault. And I'm not talking down to her or about her. But it's like, for anyone in that world, like, and you probably have experienced this too with your wife, like, it's hard for someone to see, even with my work, it's hard for someone to see like 500 followers on something to be a big deal, right? But when you hit that threshold, you're like, I fucking did it. Like, how many followers do you have on Instagram? Like, how many followers do you have on Facebook? Like, I'm 3 times as famous as you. You know what I mean? Like, so to see someone behind you and actually drive you up is insane to me. And I don't get that often. And I don't get that from a lot of people. There's probably like, in my IRL life, there's probably like 6 people that actually care what I do. Everyone else is like, stupid, quit. You're a
I think
fireman.
that's why it's so detrimental, like being in like the world that we live in and then combining it with our online personalities, because when you look at it, you on a Twitch stream, so if you're streaming that Twitch stream to somebody, or that person is in your chat, their true colors show. Like, you're genuine when you're on screen with somebody. If they're in your chat, you're genuine. Like, I'm surprised nobody's banned me yet because I fucking talk too much, right? But at the same time, like, you really find out who's there for you and who isn't, right? And in life, I find it's a lot more hidden, if that makes sense. Somebody will be like, pretend to be your best friend, and they're really not. And you don't find that out for years later, right? And you've just wasted so much time, but it's crazy. So, support your people, support your friends, support your family, if it's online or if it's in real life, just support them,
I couldn't agree more.
So
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what their passion is. You know what I mean? Like, we've met some people, Sniped, in our community that have expressed their life or their choices in different ways. Talking about some, I mean, you probably know what I'm talking about, but it's like, initially the thought of like me and Snipe talking about someone doing something irrational or crazy is like judgmental. Well, it's not. It's us trying to understand what that person's going through and trying to relate with them. Okay, let me take a step back here. If this person wants to be this way or become this person, that's on them. Maybe we think it's a little funny or a little goofy, but like, also, we haven't lived their shoes a day in our life. Same with content creation, same with Sniped, with him having kids. Like, no one knows how tough it is, and I don't, so I can't really speak on it, but no one knows how tough it is to have kids, try to have a social life, and a home life. I don't know how that is, and if you don't know how that is, you can't judge someone. I can't be like, Sniped, why don't you have 5 videos a fucking week? Why?
Yeah.
Why don't you stream more? Because I don't have kids. I have a dog and a wife, and I'm unemployed. I can do as much as I want. And you know what? I'm a lazy ass, and sometimes I forget to do shit. Like today, I didn't edit not once. I didn't.
I mean, that being said, you have to take, you've been going mad hard too, so you have to take time for yourself. But
that's true.
Like when you really look at it, like the time that I have in my personal life for hobbies is almost non-existent, unless I want to make myself incredibly stressed out, incredibly tired, for all the other important stuff in my life. But because it's a hobby and I enjoy doing it, I have to put the time into that as well. Even if my real life suffers a little bit, the digital life that I have is almost keeping my IRL life going, in the same sense. So you look at work, for example, that's 10 hours out of the day for me. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then after that, it's dad duties, and you're getting your kids ready for bed and enjoying that time. And then by that time, it's wind down. It's like 10 p.m. What happens? Raps goes live. Fuck. And it's like, so now I'm hanging out with you and hanging out with the community till 12, 1 o'clock, and then wind down, go to bed at 2 a.m., sleep for 4 or 5 hours, and get up and do it all over again.
Yeah.
So,
and it's hard, and no one understands that from you.
Wild.
And that's why I'm glad we've started this podcast. It is wild. I'm glad we started this podcast because now we can finally express those feelings and those things that we have going on in our life behind the scenes, because no one knows what you're going through. You know what I mean? I've hardly talked to you about, and I feel bad about it, but I've hardly talked to you about what you've done in your personal life or your personal day on a day-to-day basis. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not like, oh shit, we're almost there. I haven't talked to you about like what installations you did today. Was it a 3-story building? Was it a 1-story building? Did you have to go in a fucking crawl space? Like, I know generally what you do, but I don't know everything you do. So I think just learning someone's background and what they're actually doing and giving them a chance speaks way more than just judging someone. Because trust me, I get judged a lot for just playing video games. But I will say that there are a bunch of guys that I actually work with in real life for the fire service that game with me and go, dude, you're fucking killing it. Like, we wish we were you. Like, this is amazing. Like, keep doing what you're doing. But it's like, it's weird to see that because it's like, wait. At work, you're way tougher than this. You fucking with me right now? You know what I mean? It's hard.
It's a persona though too. Like I'm a lot different at work than I am, in my bubble, in my safe space, right?
That's true.
With you saying, wine's kicking in now a little bit. So what were you saying literally like 37 seconds ago? I can't remember.
37 seconds ago, I was talking about, you just can't judge a book by its cover type stuff,
Crazy, but like you send somebody a gift, like remember this, okay? If you're watching this podcast and you're having trouble in your relationship area or friends or networking or anything like that, be the better person. Reach out instead of waiting to be reached out to, if that makes sense. Send a random gift to one of your family members that you haven't talked to in a long time. I'm going to start doing better at that too, myself. Like I'm bad for that. Send a picture of your kids, like your friends, say, hey, what's up? Or like send a gift, like send something, reach out first. And that's what I'm working on. Like my therapist that I'm talking to is like, essentially she's saying like all the burned relationships and stuff that I've had is reflected on me. It's not anybody's fault but my own, which makes sense. And we'll get into that like a little bit further, right? But I'm just saying, like, reach out first. Like, don't wait for somebody to reach out to you to have a play date with your kids or, hang out with you or go for a drink or go see a movie, just step up. Yep. Don't be scared. 100%. Step up, right?
Damn. That actually digs deep because I do the same thing. I reflect on that and I go, damn, I think I fucked up a lot of relationships because I get lazy or overwhelmed. I don't know how my brain works just yet. I'm still figuring that out. I'm 28 years old and I'm like, I am so squirreled out all the time that I don't really understand what's going on. Like, I really don't. So when people text me, I don't know if it's because I'm overwhelmed or if I forget or if I lose track, but like, I will read, Jamie will text me right now and I will read the text and I'm like, damn, that's a good idea. And I won't do fucking dick about it. I just won't. But I'm in my head, I'm like, that's, dude, it's a great idea. Yeah, do that. Hey, fucking, yeah, make that happen. Name the podcast that, and I'll keep doing what I'm doing. But Jamie doesn't know that I said name the podcast that or do that or that looks good. And I think what Jamie's saying is actually like really true. Like, just fucking be the first person to reach out. Don't be the last, because then you feel regret and things don't get done, or things don't get done at all and no one talks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how I believe that's how animosity develops, right? Like, I'm realizing that now that you want somebody to contact you so bad, but you're not willing to contact them. So you're like, well, you know, why hasn't this person texted me? You know, I'm not going to text them because I'm not going to be that guy, right? Like, it's crazy how much the human brain, you know, tricks itself. It's quite wild. I think we're getting into some pretty deep shit now that we're like a bottle of wine in each, right? So maybe you should consider like maybe wrapping this one up and leaving some comments maybe on the YouTube about what they want us to talk about in the second episode.
Yeah. I think that Snipe's right. I think you guys should, we're going to post this on everywhere, right? Everywhere?
So we're going on
YouTube.
You got it, man. It's like we talked about this or something. I don't know.
It's like we almost know each other, you know? It's like we almost text on a daily basis.
Are you two brothers? No. Yes.
One's ginger, one's Canadian. Wait, no, that's the same guy. But this is going to go on all platforms that we can possibly get it out to. He has a Twitch account. I have a Twitch account. That said, we have podcast, right? So Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube. This will be going out to. If you watch it there, please comment down below and let us know what you want us to talk about, our topics, because I'm more than willing, and I think Snipe this too, to talk about whatever topic, whether it be controversial or not.
Level, or maybe somebody's interested in coming on the podcast, you know, if they have experience in that, you know, let us know in the comments.
One a week or two a week? What are we doing?
We're doing one a week right now.
One a week. Okay.
For releases. And I think every second week we're going to try to get somebody on the podcast, but it may not go that way. But
yeah. It depends on who you are.
You always know it's the end of the podcast though, when your bottle's empty and you have no ice. Right?
Damn.
No wine, no ice.
No wine, not a good time. Okay, well, I guess this was a great first episode.
It was. So thank you for tuning in.
Thank you very much.
M&J today. Remember that?
M&J today, baby. Next time, bring your wine, get the ice.
Yeah. Follow the podcast. Give us a rating. Hopefully it's 5 stars.
But also, if it's not 5 stars, tell us why. Please.
Definitely.
Help us.
Give us some feedback here. All right.
He's Sniped.
And he is Raps, aka Matt.
And he's Jamie.
All right. Have a good day, y'all.
Peace, everybody.